Hey guys, Sandan Rider here. This is going to be my chapter review to One Piece 892, Recognize the Strong Opponents. Now, I haven't done the other One Punch Man and I think My Hero Academia review just yet, because your boy is unemployed and he's trying to get a job, so, cut me some slack. And I will be trying to get my reviews out as soon as I can. It's just really trying to get a job, bro. So, all that stuff's going down. But yeah, let's talk about this chapter. I really wanted to start off on this chapter and not One Punch Man, just because this chapter was really, really good. And like, One Punch Man was awesome. There were things going on in there. But this chapter was like, people at the end were going ape at the end of One Punch Man 892. But I think we've all kind of figured it out one way or another. We all have our own explanation for what happened at the end of this chapter. So let's get started. So the first off, the cover story for this one was Leo and his crew kind of get their ship, but the figurehead of the ship is Usopp's face and like his body when he was in the guise of Usopp when he was shocked by one of the Flamingo's crewmates. I forgot what her name was, Sugar, and it's just a funny figurehead. I was like, his tongue's all coming out and everything, and his tongue coming out is the cannon, and I thought, that's pretty funny. So that was all good. Now I'm going to leave the best part of this chapter for last. I'm going to go through it chronologically and let's see exactly where that takes us. So first off, we have Sanji reuniting with the crew, and everybody's glad to see him. They're all like hugging him and stuff like that. And he asks, initially, one of the first few things he asks about, he sees Nami and he's like all happy and all stuff like that, but he asks about the whereabouts of Pedro and Carrot. Now we know where Carrot is, but we also know where Pedro is bound to be. So I think Brook here really pulled an expert and experienced move and tells Sanji that both of them, both Carrot and Pedro, are asleep in the cabin or something. And even though we know full well that Pedro may, in actual fact, he should be dead. And he did this to make sure that Sanji's morale was high and that he wasn't like guilt-ridden or hindered by the guilt of having a colleague die on him, essentially. And we also get that. So I thought, for one, that was a really good move by Brook. We then go on to Sanji really having this moment with Nami, which I laughed at because she's hugging him. Obviously, having one of the monster trio back, she's like really her morale's boosted and everything like that. So she's really happy that Sanji's back, especially considering what they've been through on the run from Big Mom. But I laughed at how quickly Nami, like she was lightning quick. As soon as Sanji was about to hug her back, she does this freaking Kenman Shokumu. She just quickly disappears from his grasp and she's like across the screen. And I was laughing at that. Her avoidance was next level. It was like 100% awesome. So I was laughing at that. But we then had, this was kind of like an underrated part of the chapter, but Beige being impressed by the Straw Hat Pirates. That was all nice, and like it was good to see that he realizes that they've been avoiding Big Mom for an age, or without their captain or even their official second in command. There's no Zoro and there's no Sanji. Sanji wasn't even there. Sanji's on Beige's ship, or he was on Beige's ship in this chapter. So there was no official second in command. We know Jinbei was there, but he's not an official crewmate yet. So Beige is like, you know what? These guys have been going in, and they don't even have their captain right now, or even their second in command. So I like the respect that he has with the Straw Hats there. But also, the underestimated, or the part that hasn't received any credit or anything like that, is Beige taking the cake and heading towards Liquor Island. I'm like, okay, that's part of his plan. He tells Sanji that he's still considering the assassination scheme once Big Mom's eaten her fill. And actually, let's talk about that in a bit. But I hope he does actually continue with the assassination, because if Big Mom were to die this arc because of Beige, like he kills her after she's eaten the cake and gone to heaven or whatever, then it would send waves through the New World. How amazing would that be? The entire New World would be up in arms. Shit, a Yonko died because of 2 rookies, and Beige was the one that killed us. So they're going to be like, the New World is going to go apeshit. The Marines are going to be like, shit, this is going to send ripples through everything. And it's going to be a difficult task for the Marines to really maintain any semblance of organization or any semblance of control over anything if a Yonko dies because of 2 rookies. But also, the best part is I don't think that Beige would actually earn the title of a Yonko if he kills Big Mom. I don't think it's as easy as that. I don't think you kill a Yonko and then become a Yonko. You don't just take their seat because you kill them, because there might be underhanded schemes or something like that. You need to have the fleet. You need to have the military presence in terms of the Marine presence. Sorry, in terms of they know who you are and they know what you're about. And you need to be a big time guy to assume the mantle of a Yonko. So just because you kill one doesn't mean you assume their position. So I think if he does kill Big Mom, the next strongest pirate in New World would take her place, and he's going to be like, I'm the Yonko now. I'm the captain now. So it's going to be one of those things. And we'd learn of another crew to be wary of. There'd be a new crew as a Yonko position. And this is just better for world building. It'd be awesome to see another crew assume that title of Yonko, and then we'd have a new 4. So it'd be cool to see that, I think, personally. But this is the part that I was like, Beige didn't really get enough credit, and it was kind of a moment where he deserves more credit, is when Beige does the Straw Hat as solid, and he calls up Perospero, and Perospero was already concerned. We could see it in this chapter when his eyes were all squiggly, about Beige's involvement with the cake. He's like, I don't really think I can trust this guy. You know, he might poison the cake, but then what do we do with Big Mom? We can't just get rid of the cake, because then she's going to go apeshit, and then we're all screwed. So either way, this country is going to go downhill if Beige has either poisoned the cake, or if Big Mom goes apeshit because we get rid of the cake. So so Pero's dilemma there was horrendous for him. But when Beige is all like, he calls up Perospero, and he's like, we'll take care of Big Mom, don't you worry about it. And Perospero can't hack the sesh. He's like, nah, I don't think so. So he and Bavarois, or how you pronounce his name, Bavarois, I don't know, chase Beige. They're like, I change the plans. Me, Perospero, and Bavarois, I assume is his name, Bavarois, they chase Beige, while Smoothie and her crew are ordered to pursue the Straw Hats into the fleet that are guarding Cacao Island. So then, moving nicely on, we see that Smoothie actually does have a crew, and Smoothie's still alive. You know, we haven't seen the Biatch in forever, and she hasn't really done anything at all this entire arc, apart from like wringing out the juices of a giraffe or some shit like that. So it was nice to see Smoothie having any like dialogue or anything like that, just being a part of the chapter. So it turns out that Smoothie has a crew, which has 2 of her younger sisters enlisted, and they all seem to be of the Long Leg tribe. You know, we see Citron and Cinnamon. Citron being, citrus derived, I assume. So they all seem to be of the Long Leg tribe, like I was saying, or some tribe with particularly long legs. They're kind of reminiscent of Blue Gilly, I think was his name, from the tournament arc from the tournament section of the Doflo, the Dressrosa arc. So they're bound to be long leg tribe, and in order that we have Smoothie being the 14th daughter, then I think Citron is the 15th daughter, and then Cinnamon is the 16th daughter. So it's 14, 15, and 16. And now you wouldn't have the 14th, 15th, and 16th daughters all being long leg tribe, if they weren't from the same parent. I doubt the 3 daughters in succession would be long legs. Unless Big Mom had triplets or something like that. So I'm presuming that maybe Smoothie, Citron, and Cinnamon are of the same father, and they may be triplets, or maybe they're just from the same father, and Big Mom had him a few times. Who knows? So then we have Sanji and company. They're talking about Cacao Island, and they're going to arrive at Cacao Island, which is surrounded by a fleet in 3 hours by 1 a.m. Now Sanji says he has a plan to get into Cacao Island, but I want to know, what the hell's his plan? The only plan I could think of if I was Sanji was I would pretend to apprehend my former crew, the Straw Hat crew, and this would allow me entry onto the island. Like, I've apprehended the Straw Hat crew, let me onto the island so we can detain them. Now, this is the only thing that I think Sanji can do. I think he's gonna fake out and be like, I'm part of you, Big Mom crew, and we're gonna take the Straw Hats, we're gonna detain them on Cacao Island. Oven would be like, this is legit, let's go, boys. I think Mondor and the rest of them would probably be a little bit wary, especially Tamago. If he's there, he's going to be like, I don't think so, bro. But I think Sanji might do that. But you never know with Sanji. Sanji's a clever mofo, so we don't know. Now, the plan that's been initiated by Oven is that all civilians must smash their own mirrors or cast them into the sea. Now, Jaimini's box seems to have translated this a bit awkwardly, saying to toss the people into the sea and then retrieve them after a few days, or something like that. Now, first off, that would be hypothermia deluxe. You wouldn't retrieve people from the sea in a few days. They'd be dead. But I think what Oven meant to say and what Jaimini's box meant to translate it as is the people should cast their most precious mirrors into the sea and retrieve the mirrors in a few days. So now Oven has basically one grand mirror in the middle of the Cacao Island. And it's guarded by Oven and his Mandem and everyone else's Mandem. And Luffy only has one route to escape. But this guy on Reddit called Falgor, with 2 underscores on either side, well, one underscore on either side on Reddit, said that Luffy will punch Katakuri through the mirror for all his family to see. So that's going to be like the escape route, but Katakuri's going to get punched through it, and he's just going to travel across the floor, and Luffy's going to walk out and be like, hey, bitches. So I was like, yo, I hope this happens, but that would be awesome. So then we come to the final couple pages. Now, this is what I think happened, and my view has changed courtesy of Edgenage on Reddit. Now, this is basically the Cliff Notes version of it. Now, Luffy is unlocking his advanced Kenbun Shoku no Haki, and he's confusing the future for reality. That's what's happening at this moment in time. That's basically it. So he sees that he will be shot by something, which we assume is a crossbow bolt, in the future, and likely it's one of Flambe's crossbow minions, or Flambe herself. And he's confused because nothing seems to be embedded in his leg. So there should be an arrow there, or crossbow bolt. There should be something stuck in his leg. And thus, this entire sequence was just Luffy seeing the future. And when Luffy sees his leg being damaged, he's like, there's nothing there. I don't get it. Why am I hurt? So this is all Luffy thinking the future is actually happening when it's not. He's just looking into the future and he sees what was about to happen. So the whole thing where Katakuri damages him actually doesn't occur. It doesn't really happen. So the only thing that I don't really like about this whole scene was that if this were to be true and none of this had happened, Katakuri doesn't in fact take a chunk out of Luffy's side, and Luffy was in fact seeing the future. Now, this whole thing does add up. I do think it's legit, but the only thing I don't like is that we see Flambe laughing at the end, and this is literally just there to throw off the audience. Her reaction makes it seem as if it has actually occurred, which is as of yet unconfirmed, and we don't know whatever may be the case. However, I do doubt that Luffy has been damaged this much, because if he had sustained this much damage, he wouldn't be able to take out Katakuri, and that's what we're expecting at the end of this arc, Luffy to take out Katakuri and then do one. So I really doubt that Luffy has been hurt. I think he just saw the future and he's confusing it for reality, because the whole crossbow bolt thing and the fact that there isn't a crossbow bolt embedded in his leg suggests that this is all future sight, and it's all Kenbun Shoku no Haki. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow when I release my One Punch Man review. So let me know what you guys thought, all the comments down below, and I will see you guys in a bit.